Hi everyone, Susan Brady here from Nurtured Bones. So lately, I've been seeing a lot more discussion around oxalates and bone health. And this has actually been a topic for years, but I've recently started seeing much stronger claims. And one of the claims I've seen is that if you are a menopausal woman eating foods like spinach and almonds and berries and beans and other plant foods, you are actively destroying your bones because of the oxalates these foods contain. Now, if you're trying to do everything you can to protect your bones, it's easy to understand why a statement like that would make you question every salad and every smoothie you eat. But whenever we hear a claim like that, it's worth taking a closer look at what the evidence actually tells us. And as with so many nutrition topics, the answer isn't as simple as a headline or a soundbite. So let's look at what the research actually says. First, what are oxalates? Oxalates are naturally occurring compounds found in many plant foods. Some of the highest sources of oxalates include foods like spinach and Swiss chard and beets and almonds and dark chocolate and tea. Now, here's the important part. Oxalates can bind to calcium in the digestive tract, which means they can reduce how much calcium is absorbed from that particular meal. That part is true. And it's actually the reason this topic comes up so often. Now, here's what we need to be careful about. So, it is absolutely true that oxalates can reduce calcium absorption from a meal, but taking that one fact and concluding that eating plant foods causes osteoporosis or that you're actively destroying your bones is a leap the evidence doesn't support. Those are two very different statements. One is based on what we know about oxalates, the other ignores the many factors that influence bone health. And that's where the rest of the story comes in. There are three important things these discussions often leave out. Number one, your gut microbiome matters. One thing these conversations often leave out is that your gut microbiome also plays a role in how your body handles oxalates. In our gut, we have a bacterium called Oxalobacter forminges, which actually uses oxalate as its primary food source. We also have certain species of lactobacillus and bifidobacterium that can help break down oxalates as well. And as these bacteria break down free oxalate in the intestine, there may be less oxalate available to bind with calcium and less oxalate available for absorption. And researchers believe this is one of the ways a healthy gut microbiome may support normal oxalate metabolism. Now, does that mean your gut completely eliminates the effects of oxalates? No. But by supporting a healthy gut microbiome through plant diversity, adequate fiber, fermented foods, you can help your body manage dietary oxalates more effectively. Number two, don't judge a food by one compound. Many of the foods highest in oxalates are also some of the most nutrient dense foods we eat. So think about it, spinach and berries and beans and nuts. These foods are rich in fiber and antioxidants and polyphenols and magnesium and vitamins that help support gut health, reduce inflammation, and support your bones. And reducing inflammation is important because chronic inflammation is one of the factors that contributes to bone loss, especially after menopause when estrogen levels begin to decline. So if we eliminate these foods simply because they contain oxalates, we may also be eliminating many of the nutrients that help support both overall health and our bones. Number three, nutrition isn't one size fits all. One of the biggest mistakes in nutrition is assuming the same advice applies to everyone. For most healthy women eating a balanced diet, oxalates are one small piece of a much bigger picture. But there are certain medical conditions where oxalates do deserve more attention. So, people that actually need to be careful about oxalates are people with recurrent calcium oxalate kidney stones, those with certain gastrointestinal disorders, people that have had certain intestinal surgeries, or those with rare genetic conditions affecting oxalate metabolism. So, those situations do deserve individualized nutrition guidance, but that is very different from telling every menopausal woman to stop eating plant foods. So, what really matters after menopause? Well, when I work with women concerned about osteoporosis, these are the things I'm paying closest attention to. Are they getting enough calcium from food? Are they eating enough protein? Are they strength training regularly? Do they have adequate vitamin D levels? Are they managing chronic inflammation, getting good quality sleep? How are they managing stress? And just as importantly, do they have a healthy digestive system that's actually capable of absorbing the nutrients they're eating? Those are the things that have the biggest influence on bone health. And for the vast majority of women, oxalates are a much smaller piece of the puzzle. So, what do I recommend? So, first, keep eating a wide variety of plant foods. Pair high oxalate foods with calcium rich foods at meals. That can help reduce the amount of free oxalate available to bind calcium and be absorbed. Try to avoid unnecessary antibiotics whenever possible. While they are sometimes essential, they can reduce some of these beneficial bacteria involved in oxalate metabolism. If you are sensitive to oxalates or have a medical condition where oxalates are a concern, you don't necessarily have to eliminate plant foods. Instead, choose more of the many nutritious plant foods that are naturally lower in oxalates. And lastly, support those oxalate degrading bacteria in your gut through plant diversity. Different gut bacteria thrive on different fibers. So the greater the variety of plant foods you eat, the more diverse your microbiome tends to become. Fear-based nutrition gets attention because it takes one small piece of the science and turns it into a simple rule: don't eat this. But our bodies are much more complex than that. For most women, the answer isn't fearing plant foods, it's eating more plant foods. Healthy bones are built by consistently supporting all the systems that allow your body to build and maintain bone. And if you're wondering where to start, I've created a free Bones Method guide that walks you through the 5 key pillars of bone health and helps you identify where to focus first. And you can find the link to that guide in the description below. Thanks for watching. Take good care of your bones and keep eating plants.